There it is. That is the new bow right there. Second new bow. Let's go down here and take a look where we can see a little bit better. You can actually see my other one leaning against the tree right there, set up with my quiver ready to hunt. And that is the 53 pounder that we just got done reviewing. And this is the 49 pounder right here. And as you can see, she shoots like a dream. No doubt about it there. My target's about done. All these things are just bouncing off the back rail. Look at that. I mean, it's just target's just pretty much worthless and wore out. And you can hear, if you did hear any noise, tips are loose. Hear that? Okay, tips are a little loose on there. So, but let's talk about this bow. Let's talk about this amazing bow that we have right here. This is another Legend Longbow that we have from Sean Romack over there at Legend Longbows. And where did he write that on here so you can see it? Right there. Legend Longbows. Right there. This is a Canatai or however you say it. But love these bows. We have our other one, which is right here. I will grab for you and show you. But I just got done talking about this one we just reviewed. This one is my new hunting bow right here. This is another one of his bows. This one being 53 pound, bird's eye maple on there, and a beautiful bow. So this is the main one that we're going to be using for hunting this year. But we have this one right here is the first one that he made for me. Again, I'm getting some broken light. We're going to come in a little tighter here to get out of that so I can get into full shade. There we go. So this is the first one that he built for me that actually came in too light. So the story of this, if you didn't catch that first video, Legend Longbows is that he is Sean Romack, and he is he was a big Northern Miss bow connoisseur. He grew up right next to Steve, lived right next door to Steve for many years when he were younger. And he started building bows. He went to Steve to learn how to do these the way he wanted to, and he builds a bow very similar to what Steve does. And these are incredible. The fit, finish, the level of these bows are insane. Okay, they are phenomenal. And he's a brand new company, which means very little wait time. Might be some more now because I put that video out, and that video might have loaded up some orders there. But at the time I'm making this, very quick turnaround time and very great quality bows. This one was his first time making a 64. He's always made 66 and bigger. I told him I wanted a 64. I only draw a 25 3/4 inch draw, and I don't want a 66 inch bow. He agreed to make a 66 or a 64. Well, his first one, I asked for this at 53 pounds. He called me back and said, the first one came in a little too light. I'm going to make you a new one. And I said, well, how light did it come in? He said, 49 pounds. I said, you know what? I'll buy that one too. Yes, I bought both of these. I paid for these full price. I did not get a deal on any of these things. Okay, I paid full price for them. And but I said, send me that one anyway too. And I actually named this one. It's funny because I named it Injury Bow. That's what I called it, with, you know, just a joke between me and Tina. But if I ever get injured, hurt myself, or if I'm in cold weather, trying to sit on stand for many hours and then being able to draw a bow, it's nice to have a lighter weight bow. 49 pounds will kill everything I could ever dream of. That one is 53 pounds. I'm coming from my Northern Miss Classics I've been shooting for last decade that are 57 pounds. We're starting to drop down a little bit. This one will eventually be in that full rotation, about 49 pounds. But right now, I call it kind of the injury bow, that in case I get injured and I need to drop down in some weight, I hurt my shoulder, get hurt somehow, this bow is ready to go for me for that. Look at how beautiful it is. We're going to show you in sets of details in here, but we are going to also dive in and talk about it. We're also going to talk about these amazing puffs on here that we got from James Dixon. Sorry, I got his stuff written down there for you, but he sent me these. They're pretty impressive. I'll show you those. But Legend, so he builds longbows, like I said, vary in the same kind of way that Steve Teray does. If you lay this bow down next to a Northern Miss, it's almost identical. Okay, there's really not any differences you notice, even to the point of rounding out, you know, or flattening out the tip or the head of that, so that it's not going to get damaged, leaving the more point one on the end, a very Northern Miss classic style design to it. This particular bow has got back set in it, as you'll see when this is unstrung in the naked bow part of this. But when it is unstrung, it has a little bit of back set to it, 1.5 inches of back set, which gives it a little more pop. This thing shoots very close to what I'm shooting with my, you can see it runs a titch on the low side sometimes, but it's right there with my 53 and 57 pounder bows, and that's shooting the same arrows. All right, here it is, the Canatai. This is bare and empty as it came out of the box, as you guys are seeing it right here. No shelf, no grip, no nothing, because I make my own for that, no string. This is how he sent it to me. This is the 49 pounder. This is the bow that was actually his first attempt at making me one that I wanted a little heavier, and it came in too light. So he was like, nope, it came in too light, because this was his first time making a 64 versus 66. And it came in lighter than he wanted at 49 pounds at my draw length. And he was going to scrap it. He told me, he said, no, I'm making you a new one. And I said, well, how much did that one come in at? He told me, and I said, well, send me that one too. I'll buy this one too. It's good to have a lightweight bow. Look at it. Look at how well done. Man, oh man. And this is way closer than you could ever see with your naked eye. Okay, this thing is just flawless on there. I mean, this thing is just well done. And but anyway, I told him, I said, send me that one too. I'll take it. I could use a lightweight bow and have it there in case of injury, in case I want to shoot it, in case I go somewhere in the middle of January on a cold weather northern hunt and I don't want to deal with any of that stuff. It would not be a bad idea to have a lightweight bow. And it's 49 pounds at my draw length, 26 inches. You'll see it on here. Look at the detail though. Look at how well this bow is done. It's your riser side shelf. Let's flip it over to belly side. This does have back set in it. You can see there is a little bit of back set. I'll show you when we're done. But there's, again, we're staying close in for detail. Here it is right here. Legend Longbows. Canatai. You can see the detail in that thing. And I mean the workmanship, craftsmanship, flawless. I mean, there's no other way to call this other than just straight up pure flawless. There is no other way to say this other than pure attention to detail and flawless on every kind of level. If I were to have one criticism for him, it would be that I would probably write some of this stuff in like a lighter color on some of the darker bows so it's a little easier to read. But that's a 64-inch AMO, and it is 49 pounds at 26 inches, built for me. And it's pretty cool. It's actually kind of nice that it's kind of buried in there and a little harder to read, but some people might like that a little bit lighter on a darker contrast bow, but I think it looks perfect. But like I said, what a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful bow. And again, look at that. We even got gnats on there and everything. But the attention to detail on this thing, superb. Superb. I've had a hard time. There we go. Look at that. I mean, look at that. Just a killer job. And nice rounded out or flattened out on the bottom one on there too, so it's not such a hard point on a lower limb. Attention to detail. Love it. Now if we back this out here, you can see that it's got some sweep to it. It is a back set model. So we got sweep going to the back of the bow, not the belly side. This is the side up here where the shooter is. The limbs kind of sweep out and away from there a little bit, kind of trying to make that where you get a little bit. If I put this and kind of tuck it in up here, put this to the board right there, you can see, hang on, hold it there like that. You can see that we come down. See how we're dropping down a little bit? We got about 1.5 inches of back set in here, which is going to give this thing a little bit of speed and a little bit of pop for a 49-pound bow. There it is. Again, you can kind of slightly see the very slight sweep. He does make it in a classic limb as well too, which is a pure straight limb. So, and 66 inches. We'll give you all the details here in a minute, but right now we're going to go make a shelf and a striker plate, put a rest and a shelf on there, and then put a grip on it. We'll be right back with you. What a quiet bow, what a great shooting bow, what a fantastic bow. The woods that we have in this thing are, this is zebra wood right here. So you can see this is a zebra wood veneer on this with clear glass. He does everything he makes is going to be clear glass with veneers, so that's a beautiful thing. I mean, he may venture into colored glass at some time, but right now he's just a big fan of the clear glass. Now this has got black tip wedges in there too, phenolic tip wedges, love that. So done very well. And then the belly side, or backing, look at that. Look how gorgeous this bow is. Perfectly done on the actual riser setup, the shelf layout. Everything about this bow just screams absolute perfection. Look at that, just beautiful. Now, I had him make this bow for me, and I said, do not give me a string and do not put a grip on it. It comes with a leather grip, and do not put an arrow rest on there. I put my own setup on this thing, is how I like to run my own, and I like the rubber grip. So save the money. I told him don't even bother doing that. And then I make my own bow strings. These are Dacron strings. I prefer Dacron. So I did not get, they are Fast Flight compatible. Every one of them are. They are, you know, probably shipping with D20, I would imagine, but they are Fast Flight bows. He builds an amazing bow, and he's got to offer him, he'll offer him 64 inches from like this all the way up to, I think, 78 inches or whatever they are. You can get it in a straight limb if you don't want the back set model. You can get a back set or a straight limb. He also offers a reverse handle. He's got the options going there. His website is just kicking off, and he's getting the information on there, and he's just starting to turn this into a full-time business, and he's crushing it. Like I said, these bows are out of this world. I mean, I get to handle a lot of bows. I don't buy a ton of them, but I get to handle a lot of bows. And there's a lot of them that kind of leave you a little like, you know, they're not bad. That's okay. That's a good, it'll probably hunt well. You know, you see some of that stuff. Not here. The fit and finish and detail and quality of this thing is phenomenal. This bow is absolutely incredibly done, just like that one is too. So I have both of them, like I said, a 53 and now this 49 pounder, and I couldn't be more happy with them. I will have his information down there below for you, but this is a close-up of that second bow, and I will link the video of the first one at the end of this. In the last 30 seconds, you'll see it running. But I mean, again, and you'll see the whole version of this where this bow is completely naked with nothing on the riser, you know, nothing on there for you to see. But God, just look at the fade outs in there. Look how gorgeous this bow is and how well done that bow is. I mean, straight up crushed it. Just crushed it in a detail, no doubt about it. And the ends, like I said, look at those limb tips, how perfectly done. Just incredible. Beautiful, beautiful bow by Sean over there at Legend Longbow. Canna model or whatever, however you say it. Definitely highly recommend it. Here's the details of this one. Again, it is a 64 inch and it is 26 at my 26-inch draw length, 49 pounds. And Legend Longbows right there for you to see. Just like that. And beautiful bow. Now, as far as these puffs on here, James Dixon makes these right here. He sent them to me. He said, hey, try, I want you to try these. I make them myself. Now, what's interesting, these are 100% merino wool from his own farm in Washington. Okay, that's pretty impressive. 100% merino wool from his own farm. It doesn't get more organic or U.S. made than that. He sells them as a 4-pack, so you get enough to do 2 bows. So I have them on both of my bows right here. You can see right there. Now this top one has been shot about 30 times more than the bottom one has, but so they're still breaking in, but those are it right there. But these puffs that are on here, he sells them as a set of 4, so you get enough to do 2 bows, but you get a set of 4. You could do 1 here and 1 here if you wanted to double them out, but you get 4 of them for 25 bucks. I will have his information linked down below for you, how to find him on Facebook and, you know, that kind of thing in his email. But these weigh less than 10 grains per puff. Less than, because they're merino wool and virgin merino wool like that. He dyes them in a bunch of different colors, but less than 10 grains per puff. To give you an example, a cattail or a cat whisker, you know, your rubber cat whisker, you're looking at 57 grains per silencer. These are less than 10 grains. They're very light, very simple. They come pre-bundled already. All you have to do literally is unstring your bow, split the 2 strands, stuff it in there, and then restring your bow, and you're done. There's no tying them on, no messing with nothing. They're already pre-tied together. They're with thread. They're set. They're done. It's that easy. So it is a fantastic way to get some awesome ones, and again, multiple color options. You could even mix and match the colors in your set of 4. So if you want one set of 2 to be a certain way and another set of 2 to be a different way, he can do that. So definitely check those out. But again, Sean Romack, Legend Bows, Legend Longbows, the legend part of that being Steve Teray. He named the company Legend Longbows, but the legend, as you see on his website, is that he's talking about is Steve and what Steve has done for the community. And Steve has really went above and beyond to help him get his business going, teach him how to build these bows the right way, and they are coming out absolutely incredible. So again, you're going to see an inset in here that you've seen already of the close-up details. Highly recommend you check these bows out, and you know, awesome. I can't say enough good things about them. Sean crushed it, and I will be buying more of these. I mean, I straight up love them. I am leaving in a couple of days on my trip for my Midwest trip where I'm going out there to hunt. And when I go out there, this bow is the one that I am taking as my main bow to go with me. I reviewed this one last week. We put this one out here. It's the same bow, 53 pounds in my draw length. And but this bow is going to be my hunting bow that we are going to run right here. So I am super excited to have both of these. I will link the review of this one at the end of this in one of the corners for you. Questions, comments, put them below. Thanks for watching.